Hi there everybody, it's Kendra here. I have a small Etsy shop where I sell hand-dyed yarn, and I just got in a huge shipment of a mixture of yarn, fiber, and dyes. So I'm going to show you all the things that I got. So these are all my bags, and actually these large fiber bags are really condensed. So once I open them up, it's going to look like a lot more, but I thought I'd keep it together to show you the basics. So first up, the cones of yarn. I use this for my self-striping, and I ordered 3 large cones, which I think is almost 10 pounds, of 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, which is what I've been using and what seems to be the most popular. And then I also picked up a cone, a few pounds, of this that has stellina in it. And I have some ideas of things I want to make, and yeah, I thought it'd be fun to offer it on this sparkle base. So when it comes to the fiber, it's kind of similar. I ordered some more of the 22 micron superwash merino. This is what I've had in the past and seemed to be pretty popular. I also ordered in some of the superwash BFL, but I decided to try some merino with stellina again. Again, this is really sparkly. I'm sure it's hard to pick up, but it has these little threads of sparkle that go throughout it. So I'm really excited to experiment with that. I'm also going to dye up just a little bit of Falkland here, which is a fiber I have used myself before and really liked. So I just got a little bit of it, but enough to kind of get started and see how people respond to it. So moving on to the dyes, I have quite a few colors. Now in the past I have mostly dyed from primaries, but for this go I thought I would choose some more that are pre-mixed. So I'll show you what I've got here. I got a large jet black because when I'm mixing, I really like to include the black to make more muted colors. So I have one of those. I am replenishing some of my favorite colors. So this is the Sea Breeze, some blue spruce. This here is Brilliant Blue, Charcoal Gray, Chocolate Brown, and you can see, just like I was saying I mixed from primaries, all of those colors are mixed together, and this is quite a yellowish brown. You can really tell that in the jar here, but when it mixes it does look like a true brown. This is the Key Lime, and without the tag I would think this is just sun yellow, but it must have some blue in there to create that Key Lime color. This is Caramel, much darker. You compare these two. I was choosing out some browns because I've dyed brown before, but it takes a lot of mixing to get a really nice brown in my experience, and so you can tell just how different the foundation of these two browns are, from the caramel to the chocolate brown. Restocking some magenta, again a primary, always need this on hand. Going with some spiced pumpkin. Can't wait to mix this with some of those browns. Some bright red. Also some turkey red. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm planning on doing some Christmas colors. So I've chosen a few different reds and greens and things that I really am excited to experiment with and see what I can come up with. I'm picturing that mixed on some of those sparkle bases, and I hope that you'll be excited for some Christmas socks too. I don't know when people typically list Christmas yarns. It's end of September right now, so I'm guessing soon if you're going to get it in time to knit for Christmas, but I'm just excited about it, so I'm going to dye it up basically as soon as I get some more skeins wound up. If there's anything you are looking for, let me know. I am really curious, and I find it really interesting to see what sells. When I first launched my Etsy shop in March, I was selling a lot more fiber, and then I kind of sold out or have gone out of stock of the extra fiber to dye on hand, and so I was focusing on my yarns, and then my yarns have been selling better. Again, I'm sure those concepts are related, but now that I'm restocked on everything, I do plan to dye both of them up. But I would love to hear, do you have a favorite? Obviously, knitters, spinners, there's a lot of crossover, but I understand different people are looking for different things too. So yeah, those are all the things that I got. It feels like a lot of yarn when we're looking at I think almost 20 pounds total just of yarn, plus a lot of dyes. And Well, 20 pounds including the fiber. I think about 10 pounds of yarn, maybe a little more, and then the fiber too. So yeah, it all adds up. It feels like a lot, but I know by the time it gets all split up and dyed, yeah, it'll be great. All right, thanks for watching this. Oh, I was gonna let you know my suppliers too. Again, I find it interesting if other people are open about talking about these things, so I'm happy to share. My dyes are Pro Chem, that is the manufacturing company, and they are an American company, and I actually have purchased mine from Legacy Studio, which is a small shop based out of Cochrane, Alberta. I have purchased from her before and have been really happy, and this time I almost bought directly from Pro Chem. The prices are a little lower, however the shipping is way more, and when I priced it out, it ended up being cheaper for me to purchase it from the Canadian supplier. And of course, I'm happy to support her business too. So that is where the dyes and also the Falkland came from, and the other ones came from Amtex, also branded as Elite Spun, which is a Canadian mill, although they do use wool from around the world. And so yeah, that is where I get my supplies from. And there are lots of other options though. If you are not in Canada, I'm sure prices will vary and what makes the most sense depending on what you are looking for. There's a lot of other suppliers out there too. That is just who I have been using and who I've been really happy with. All right, that is all. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.